I woke up on the hospital floor, my head throbbing, blood sticky on my temple. The fluorescent lights above me blurred as I tried to remember how I got here. Then it came back. My daughter Emily, her hands on my chest. The push, the stairs, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. 3 months ago, when this nightmare began. It was a Tuesday morning in January, when Emily called. I was having my coffee on the back porch of my lakeside home, watching the winter sun sparkle on the frozen water. My husband David had been gone for 5 years, and I'd grown comfortable with the silence, comfortable with my routines, comfortable with being alone. Mom? Emily's voice cracked through the phone. Mom, I don't know what to do. My heart clenched. Emily was 35, always so put together, so confident. Hearing her cry like that brought me right back to when she was 7 and fell off her bike. What happened, sweetheart? Brad lost his job. The bank is foreclosing on our house. We have nowhere to go. Mom, I'm so scared. Lucas keeps asking me why we have to leave, and I don't know what to tell him. Lucas, my 12-year-old grandson. The thought of him without a home made my stomach turn. Come here, I said without hesitation. Come stay with me. Just until you get back on your feet. Really? The relief in her voice was palpable. Mom, thank you. Thank you so much. It'll just be for a couple months, I promise. Just until Brad finds something new. They arrived that Friday with a U-Haul full of boxes. Brad carried in their belongings while Emily hugged me tight. Lucas ran straight to the room that had been Emily's growing up, the one overlooking the lake. Grandma, this is so cool, he called down. Can I really stay here? Of course, honey, I called back. Make yourself at home. Make yourself at home. I'd regret those words. The first 2 weeks were actually nice. Emily cooked dinners, and we'd eat together like a real family. Brad helped me fix the loose railing on the deck. Lucas and I played cards in the evening. I remembered why I'd wanted children in the first place. The house felt alive again. But in week 3, things started to shift. I came home from my book club to find my living room completely rearranged. The couch David and I had picked out together was shoved against the far wall. My grandmother's antique side table was gone. Where's the table? I asked Emily, trying to keep my voice steady. Oh, that old thing? Mom, it was taking up so much space. I put it in the garage. This layout is so much better, don't you think? More open. That table belonged to my grandmother. And now it's safe in the garage. Emily smiled, like she'd done me a favor. You should be thanking me. I spent all afternoon organizing this place. I bit my tongue. They were going through a hard time. I could deal with rearranged furniture. By week 5, I'd been moved to the small guest room. The one without the lake view. Mom, Brad and I need the master bedroom, Emily explained. We're working from home, and we need the space. Plus, you don't need such a big room just for yourself. Emily, this is my house. I know. But we're family, right? We share. And honestly, that little room is so cozy. You'll love it. I didn't love it. I lay awake that first night in the twin bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to Brad snoring through the wall. This was temporary, I told myself. Just a couple more weeks. By week 7, Emily had taken over my finances. Mom, I noticed you're not being very careful with your spending, she said, holding up my credit card statement. $40 at the bookstore? $65 at that fancy restaurant? I had lunch with Margaret. It was her birthday. Well, we're all trying to save money here. Brad and I are barely scraping by, and you're out spending money on luxuries. Here. She held out her hand. Give me your cards. I'll manage the household expenses. That way we can all be more efficient. Something in my gut screamed no. But Emily was my daughter. She'd just lost her home. She was stressed. I handed over my wallet. That night, I called Margaret. Something doesn't feel right, I whispered into the phone from my tiny room. Trust your instincts, Carol, Margaret said. You're not being paranoid. This is your house. But they lost everything. Lucas is just a child. Lucas is fine. Emily and Brad are adults. Adults who are taking over your life. I knew she was right. But Emily was my daughter. You don't give up on your children. Week 8 is when I started documenting everything. I'd always been good with technology. David used to joke that I knew his iPhone better than he did. So I ordered a small camera online, had it delivered to Margaret's house, and set it up in the living room, hidden behind a picture frame. I also started keeping detailed notes on my phone. Every interaction, every change they made to my house, every time they used my credit card. Just being cautious, I told myself. But part of me knew I was building a case. Week 9, Brad started drinking. I'd come home to find him on the couch at 2 in the afternoon, beer bottles on the coffee table. He'd glare at me when I walked in, like I was intruding. Brad, don't you have interviews today? I asked once. Don't you have bingo or whatever old people do? He shot back. Emily rushed in from the kitchen. Mom, Brad's having a hard time. Be supportive. I am being supportive. You're living in my house. Our house, Emily corrected. We're family. This is our house now. Something cold settled in my chest at those words. Our house now. That night, I contacted a lawyer. Patricia Mendoza. Recommended by Margaret. I told her everything. Get copies of your property deed, Patricia advised. Keep them somewhere safe. Not in the house. And keep recording. If this escalates, you'll need evidence. Escalates? My voice shook. What do you mean escalates? Mrs. Thompson, I've seen situations like this before. It rarely gets better on its own. I didn't want to believe her. Emily was my daughter. She wouldn't hurt me. Week 10, they tried to get me to sign papers. Mom, we need to talk about the house, Emily said, sitting me down at the kitchen table. My kitchen table. Brad sat across from us, his eyes hard. What about it? Well, Brad and I have been thinking. We're going to be here for a while. The job market is terrible, and it would really help us rebuild our credit if the house was in our name too. My blood went cold. What? Just temporarily, Emily said quickly, sliding papers across the table. Just so we can use it as collateral for a loan. To get back on our feet. You'd still live here, of course. We'd never kick you out. The way she said kick you out made my skin crawl. Like it was something she'd considered. No. I stood up. This is my house. David and I bought it 30 years ago. I'm not signing anything. Brad's face darkened. We've been nothing but helpful. And this is how you repay us? Helpful? My voice rose. You've taken over my bedroom, rearranged my entire house, taken my credit cards. And now you want my property deed? Mom. Calm down. Emily's voice had an edge to it now. You're being dramatic. We're just trying to survive here. Then survive somewhere else. The words hung in the air. Emily's face went white. Then red. Fine, she said quietly. Fine. We'll figure it out ourselves. But they didn't leave. That was week 10. And by week 11, things got worse. I started finding my things missing. The pearl necklace David gave me for our anniversary. My mother's silver candlesticks. Small things I wouldn't notice right away. When I confronted Emily, she looked at me with such innocent confusion. Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you misplaced them? You are getting older. That phrase. You are getting older. Like I was senile. Like I couldn't trust my own memory. But I knew. And I kept recording. Week 12. Lucas came to me crying. Grandma, I don't want to do this anymore. Do what, honey? Mom and Dad make me tell people this is our house now. They make me call it home. But it's not. It's your house. And they're being mean to you. I hugged him tight, this sweet boy caught in the middle. It's okay, Lucas. It's not your fault. I heard them talking last night. He whispered. They said they're going to make you leave. That night, I packed a bag. Just essentials. I hid it in the back of my closet, behind the winter coats. I also made copies of every important document, my will, my property deed, my bank statements, and gave them to Margaret. If something happens to me, I told her, you know what to do. Margaret gripped my hand. Carol, maybe you should leave now, before it gets dangerous. I can't. This is my home. I'm not abandoning it. I should have listened to her. Week 13, day 2. That's when everything fell apart. I came home from the grocery store to find Brad drilling new locks into my front door. What are you doing? I demanded. Upgrading security, he said, not looking at me. This neighborhood isn't as safe as it used to be. You can't change my locks. I just did. He pocketed the new keys. Don't worry, we'll give you a copy. But they didn't. That night, I tried to leave for my book club. The door was locked. My old key didn't work. Emily, I called. Emily, I need to leave. She appeared at the top of the stairs. My stairs. In my house. Mom, where are you going? Book club. Where are my new keys? Oh, I don't think you should go out tonight. It's supposed to snow. It's not snowing. Give me the keys. Mom. Her voice was sharp. I said no. We stared at each other. My daughter, who I'd raised, who I'd sacrificed everything for, was locking me in my own house. This ends now, I said. I want you out. All of you. Out of my house. Brad appeared behind Emily, and the look on his face made me step back. He was drunk. I could smell it from across the room. Your house? He started down the stairs. This is our house. We live here. We pay the bills. With my money. With my credit cards. You gave them to us. He was close now. Too close. You invited us here. You said make yourself at home. Well, we did. Get out. My voice shook, but I stood my ground. Get out, or I'm calling the police. Go ahead. Brad smiled, and it was ugly. Call them. Tell them your daughter and grandson are living with you. Tell them you want to throw a child out in the winter. See how that looks. I reached for my phone. That's when Brad grabbed my wrist. Brad, let go. You ungrateful old woman. His grip tightened. We gave up everything to take care of you. Brad. Stop. Emily's voice. But she didn't move to help me. Mom, just calm down, Emily said. Let's all just calm down and talk about this. But Brad wasn't calm. He twisted my arm behind my back, and I cried out. Lucas appeared at the top of the stairs, his face pale. Dad, stop. You're hurting Grandma. Go to your room, Lucas, Brad snarled. I tried to pull away, and that's when he shoved me. Hard. I stumbled backward, my hip hitting the edge of the hall table. Pain shot through me, but I stayed on my feet. That's it. I gasped. I'm calling 911. I pulled out my phone, but Brad was faster. He snatched it from my hand and threw it. It shattered against the wall. No more calls, he said. No more threats. You're going to sit down, shut up, and accept that this is how things are now. Emily. I looked at my daughter, pleading. Emily, please. But Emily just stood there. And in her eyes, I saw something that broke my heart. She'd known. She'd planned this. Mom, if you just cooperate, this will be so much easier, Emily said softly. Brad and I need this house. You don't understand the pressure we're under. Just sign the papers, and everything will be fine. I'm not signing anything. Then I guess we're at an impasse. Emily sighed. Brad, help her upstairs. She needs to rest. She's clearly not thinking clearly. Brad grabbed my arm again, dragging me toward the stairs. I fought, but he was so much stronger. Lucas was crying now, and I heard Emily telling him to go to his room, to put on his headphones, to not come out. Brad half carried, half dragged me up the stairs. When we reached the top, I saw my chance. I grabbed the railing and pulled, trying to break free. Let go of me, I screamed. And then Emily was there, and her hands were on my chest, and she pushed. I felt myself falling backward. The stairs rushed up to meet me. My head cracked against the corner of a step, and pain exploded through my skull. I tumbled down, 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 my body hitting each stair, until I landed at the bottom in a heap. Everything went dark. When I came to, I was alone at the foot of the stairs. Blood pooled beneath my head. My left arm was bent at a wrong angle. Everything hurt. I could hear music upstairs. Laughter. Emily's voice saying something about celebrating. With my good arm, I pulled myself across the floor. Every movement was agony. The front door was locked. The back door was locked. My phone was destroyed. But I remembered. The garage. I'd hidden a spare phone in the garage, in the old toolbox, just in case. David had always insisted on backup plans. It took me 20 minutes to crawl to the garage door. Another 10 to pull myself up and open it. The concrete floor was freezing against my skin as I dragged myself to the toolbox. The phone was there. Dead battery. But it was there. I plugged it into the outlet near the workbench and waited. Each second felt like an hour. Upstairs, the music got louder. I heard Brad shouting, "She's finally gone. We're free." The phone powered on. I dialed 911. 911. "What's your emergency?" "My name is Carol Thompson," I whispered. "My daughter and son-in-law just assaulted me in my home. I'm injured. I need help. And I need police." I gave them my address. Then I called Margaret. "Get Patricia," I told her. "Bring the documents. It's time." The ambulance arrived first. Then the police. I was lying on the garage floor when they found me. But I was conscious. And I was documenting. I'd turned on the voice recorder on the phone. Every word Brad and Emily shouted as the police went upstairs was recorded. "What do you mean assault? She fell. This is our house. We live here. You can't arrest us. We didn't do anything." At the hospital, they treated my concussion, set my broken arm, stitched the gash on my head. The doctor said I was lucky. Another inch, and the head injury could have been fatal. Patricia arrived while I was still in the ER. "I have everything," she said, pulling out a folder. "Property deed in your name only. Your will." Explicitly stating Emily is no longer a beneficiary as of 2 weeks ago when you updated it. Bank statements showing they withdrew over $15,000 in 3 months. And the recordings from your hidden camera. The video was damning. Brad drinking and threatening me. Emily discussing how to convince me to sign over the house. Lucas crying and being told to lie about who owned the property. And the final assault, Emily's hands on my chest, pushing me down the stairs, was caught from the hallway camera. "I added more cameras after they changed the locks," I explained. "I knew something bad was coming." The police arrested Brad that night for assault and battery. Emily was charged as an accomplice. They also found my mother's candlesticks and my pearl necklace in Emily's suitcase. Along with other items they'd clearly been planning to sell. The courts worked faster than I expected. Within 2 weeks, I had a restraining order. Within a month, they were formally evicted. Patricia filed a civil suit for the money they'd stolen, the property damage, and emotional distress. Lucas came to stay with me during the proceedings. Emily's sister, my younger daughter Rachel, flew in from Oregon to help. I knew Emily was struggling, but I never thought. Rachel trailed off, looking at my healing injuries. "Neither did I said. Lucas and I had a long talk one night. He sat on the edge of my bed, the big master bedroom I'd reclaimed, and cried. "I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. Lucas, this is not your fault. Not even a little bit. But I didn't stop them. You're 12 years old. You couldn't have stopped them. But you told me what was happening. You warned me. You're a good boy." He hugged me tight, and I held him, this child who deserved so much better than the parents he'd been given. The trial was harder than I expected. Seeing Emily in that courtroom, watching her cry and claim she was just trying to help, that I'd misunderstood everything, that I was elderly and confused. But the evidence didn't lie. The videos didn't lie. The medical reports didn't lie. Emily got 18 months for assault and theft. Brad got 3 years. They lost custody of Lucas, who now lives with Rachel in Oregon. I talk to him every week. He's doing better. He's in therapy. He's learning that what happened wasn't normal, wasn't okay. The house is mine again. I changed every lock. I reinforced every door. Margaret helped me redecorate, putting my furniture back where it belonged, hanging my grandmother's table back in its place of honor. Sometimes I walk through the rooms and remember Emily as a little girl, running through these halls. Emily as a teenager, sulking in her room. Emily as my daughter, before greed and desperation twisted her into someone I didn't recognize. I grieve for that Emily, the one who existed before, but I don't regret what I did. I don't regret fighting back. People ask me sometimes how I knew to record everything, to protect myself legally. The truth is, I didn't know. Not at first. I just knew something was wrong, and I trusted that instinct. My advice to anyone in a similar situation: document everything. Trust your gut. And remember, being family doesn't give someone the right to abuse you. It's been 6 months now. The lawsuit was settled. They're paying restitution, though I doubt I'll see most of the money. That's okay. It was never really about the money. It was about my home, my dignity, my right to live in peace in the house I built with my husband. I'm 68 years old, and I fought back against my own daughter. Some people think that makes me cruel. Some people think I should have just given Emily what she wanted, kept the peace, sacrificed my security for hers. But I learned something through all of this. Love doesn't mean being a doormat. Motherhood doesn't mean endless sacrifice to the point of self-destruction. I loved Emily. I still love Emily. But I love myself too. And sometimes, loving yourself means saying no, means fighting back, means protecting what's yours. The lake is starting to thaw now. Spring is coming. Lucas is visiting next month for spring break. Rachel is coming with him. We're going to plant flowers in the garden, the way David and I used to do every year. Life goes on. Wounds heal. And sometimes, the people who hurt you the most are the ones you loved the most. But that doesn't mean you let them destroy you. I'm Carol Thompson. I'm 68 years old. I survived my daughter's betrayal. I fought back. I won. And I'm never too late to protect what's mine. If you're going through something similar, if someone in your family is taking advantage of you, please listen to what I'm about to say. You are not alone. You are not being dramatic. You are not overreacting. Trust your instincts. Document everything. Talk to a lawyer. And remember, you have rights. Even against family. Especially against family. Because family should protect you, not destroy you. And if they can't do that, then maybe they don't deserve the title. My name is Carol Thompson, and this is my story. Thank you for listening.